जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी जय गिरिवराधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारि यमुनतीरा वनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्रीराधे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्रीराधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमणि जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमणि जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय श्री श्री गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुदेव की जय श्रीमद् भागवत महाग्रंथ की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि ओम पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः Hare Krishna everyone. So welcome to this morning session. Hare Krishna to everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to glorify God for my own purification. And also please bless me so that I can deliver correct message exactly what Prabhupada has said to us. And we start the session with Prabhupada Lilamrita. And we are reading the chapter 28 and India Revisited Part 2. Okay, so I just want to share the screen. So is it visible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Mataji. All right.
Okay, thank you. As Prabhupada recovered, he began regularly lecturing in his room during the evening. Although he spoke in English for his disciples, the room would soon fill to capacity with relatives and friends. There were generally disturbances from outside due to the noise of Kali Puja. Nearby Pisama's house was a large tent, a center for evening street parties, which included a sweets, counter, fireworks, and an excessively loud public address system that incongruously blared Julie Andrews singing songs from the sound of music. One evening, as Prabhupada spoke, my only qualification is that I have unflinching faith in my spiritual master. A large firecracker exploded right outside the door. The audience smiled tolerantly. Yes, Prabhupada said, taking the explosion as confirmation of his words. It is glorious. One night, Prabhupada explained that, according to Bhagavad Gita, demigod worshippers are less intelligent. People worship Kali for material rewards, he said. But since all material things are temporary, such worship is inferior to the worship of Krishna. Kali is not able to grant the worshipper liberation from birth and death. Which is better? Achyutananda asked. The worship of the Christians and Jews, which is mostly impersonal, or the worship of the non-absolute by the worshippers of Kali. Worship of Kali is better, Prabhupada said, because the worshippers are in the Vedic system. They are more likely to bow down to Radha Krishna or chant Hare Krishna than a Christian or Jew. There is a chance that they will become Krishna devotees in future if they lose their material attachments. Prabhupada regularly invited his god brothers and their disciples to join him in America. Sometimes he seemed to do it just to get them at least to think more of preaching. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had once stated that the Gaudiya Math Ashrama was no more than a joint mess. The members going out each day and collecting enough alms so that they could eat together, but with no dynamic vision for preaching. So Prabhupada's frequent invitations, you should go to America, come back with me, would stir them, even if they couldn't actually come. On visiting the ashrama of Bhakti Saranga Goswami, Prabhupada saw that the audience consisted almost entirely of old widows, but he spoke as usual. One day, Prabhupada's grandbrother Haridasa Swami came by. He was heaviest and loud, and he spoke very rapidly. Very happy to see you coming here from America. This is wonderful. Krishna is the summum bonum, the cause of all causes. I want you to come to my temple. When Haridas Maharaj went into separate room, Prabhupada turned to Achyutananda. He wants us to go to his temple, but to go there, I will have to go on to a rickshaw and then on to tramcar and then on to train and then another rickshaw. Aware of Prabhupada's weak condition, Achyutananda began shaking his head negatively. When Haridasa Maharaja returned, Achyutananda said, the Swamiji couldn't come to this matter. Why are you? Haridasa Maharaja said angrily. You are just brahmachari. You should risk your life. Achyutananda replied, I will risk my life, but I cannot risk my spiritual master's life. Haridas Maharaja looked insulted. Don't worry, Prabhupada said. He is just very talkative. Prabhupada paid a visit to B.P. Keshav Maharaja, the god brother who had awarded him the sannyasa order in 1959. Prabhupada sat on the floor and spoke in Bengali to his god brother, who was very old and apparently on his deathbed, Prabhupada had Achyutananda sing for Keshav Maharaja. Keshav Maharaja requested Prabhupada to visit his ashrama, Devananda Math in Navadvipa. So I would like to stop here, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
That's fine, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Today we are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, and chapter number 2, the activities of King Agnidharan, and verses 9 and 10. So I'll share the screen. Just bear with me, please. Is it visible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we are reading from second chapter, the activities of King Agnidhana, verses 9 and 10. Verse 9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sisyai me Bhagavata Paritaha Patanti. Gayanti Samasa Rahasyam Ajasrama Isam. Yusmakchikha Pilutlitas mano abhivruste sarve vajanti rishigana veda sakaha sisya ime bhagavata paritaha patanti gayanti samasarahasyam ajasram isam yusmakchikha vilulitas mano abhivrustihi sarve bhajanti rishigana veda sakaha. Okay. Anybody wants to read? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji, please.
Shishyai me bhagavata parita patanti gayanti shamasahasram ajasramisham yushma shikha bilu lita sumano avisrita sarve bhajanti rishigana iva veda shakaha. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I'm also listening.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Shishyai me bhagavataha paritaha patanti gayanti shama sarahasam ajasramisham yasmatcha shikha bilulitaha samano vipristihi sarve bhajanti rishiganaiva veda shakaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anybody would like to?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please.
Shishayi me bhagavata parita patanti gayanti shama sarahasyam ajasramisham yushmachika bilulitaha shumana vibhrishtihi sarve bhajanti rishigana iva veda shakhaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. May I try, please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Shishyahi me bhagavata paritapathanti gayanti sham sarhasyam ajrasham isham yushmachikkaha vilulitaha sumano abhivrishti सर्वे भजन्त्य ऋषिगणा इव वेद साकः. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam. I am also trying.
Yes, Mataji, please.
शिष्य इमे भगवत परित पठन्ति गायन्ति श्याम सरहस्यम् अजस्रम् ईशाम् यस्माच्चिक्खा बिलु बिलुलिता सुमनो अभिवृष्टि सर्वे भजन्त्या ऋषिगण इव वेदशाखाः
Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to synonyms?
Hare Krishna. Shishya, disciples, followers, ime, this, Bhagavata, of your worshipable self, Parita, surrounding, Patanthi, are reciting, Gayanti, are singing, Shama, the Shamaveda, Sharahasham, with the confidential portion, Ajasram, incessantly, Isham, unto the Lord, Ushmat, ear, Shika, from bunches of hair, Pilulita, fallen, Shumana, of flowers, Avibrishti, showers, Sharve, all, Bhajanti, enjoy, resort to, Rishigana, sages, Eva, like, Veda Shakha, branches of Vedic literature.
Thank you so
Hare
much, Prabhuji. Anybody would like to read translation?
Yes, Mataji, I can read, yeah.
Yes,
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Seeing the bumblebees following Purvachitti, Maharaj Agnidra said, My dear Lord, the bumblebees surrounding your body are like disciples surrounding your worshipable self. They are incessantly chanting the mantras of the Samaveda and the Upanishads, thus offering prayers to you, just as great sages resort to the branches of Vedic literatures. The bumblebees are enjoying the showers of flowers falling from your hair. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So we'll go to next verse. So reading from the same chapter, next verse, 10th verse. Vacham param charana panjara titirinam brahman arupa mukaram srunvama tubhyam labda kadambaruchiranka vitanka bimbe yasyam alata paridihi kvacha palkallam te वाचं परं चरणपञ्जरतितीरीणां ब्रह्मान् अरूपमुखरां शृण्वाम तुभ्यं लब्धा कदम्बरुचिरङ्क वितङ्कबिम्बे यस्यामलाद परिधिः क्वच वल्कलं ते. Anybody would like to read?
Krishna. Vacham param charana panjara titrinam brahmana rupa mukaram Sivanama tubhyam labda kadambaruchiranka vitanka bimbe yasham alata paridhi ka cha palkamam te.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I must try.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Vacham param charana panjara titirinam brahmana parupmukaram sinuvan tubhyam labda kadambaruchiranka vitanka bimbe jasyam alata paridhi kahcha valkalam te. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Vacham param charana panjara titirinam brahmana rupa mukharam srinavama tubhyam labdha kadamba ruchiranka vitanka bimbe yashamalata paridhi kvacha valkalam te. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vachang parang charana panjarati tirinang brahmana rupam mukharang srinavam bhutubhyam labdha kadamba ruchiranka vitanka bimbe Jasham olate paridhi kacha bal kalangte. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
So
Krishna
anybody?
Mataji.
Yes,
May I
Mataji.
try, please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
वाचं परं चरण पर पंजर तितिरीणां ब्रह्मन् मुखरां शृण्वां तुभ्यां लभता कदम्बारुचिरङ्कवितङ्कबिम्बे यश्यामलातपरिधि क्वाचावल्कलं ते.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So anybody would like to synonyms?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Bacham, the resounding vibration. Param only. Charana panjara of the ankle bells. Tittirinam of the tittiri birds. Brahman, O Brahmana. Arupa without form. Mukharam, able to be very distinctly heard. Srinavama, I hear. Tubhyam, your. Lobdha, gotten. Kadamba, like the kadamba flower. Ruchihi, lovely color. Anka bitonka bimbe, on the beautiful color heaps. Yasham, on which. Alata paridhihi, encirclement of burning cinders. Qua, where. Cho, also. Balkalam, covering cloth. Te, your. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So anybody would like to translation? Purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh Brahmana, I can simply hear the tinkling of your ankle bells. Within those bells, the three birds seem to be sleeping among themselves. Although I do not see their form, I can hear how they are sleeping. When I look at your beautiful circular heap, I see they are lovely. They are lovely color of kadamba flowers, and your waist is encircled by belt of burning cinders. Indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself. Purport. With
Hare
lusty desires to see Purvachitti, Agnita specially gazed upon the girl's attractive hips and waist. When a man looks upon a woman with such a lusty desire, he is captivated by her face, her breast, and her waist. For a woman first attracts a man to fulfill his sexual desires by the beautiful feature of her face, by the beautiful slope of her breast, and also by her waist. Purvachitti was dressed in fine yellow silk, therefore her hips looked like kadamba flowers. Because of her belt, her waist seemed to be encircled by burning cinders. She was fully dressed, but Agnidhar had become so lusty that he asked, Why have you come naked? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumiltamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire अष्टप्रायसु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचन्द्र ईश्वरं हरे कृष्ण 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 हे हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण. So I'll go through the translations one more time. Then we will start. Seeing the bumblebees following Purvachiti, Maharaj Agnidhara said, My dear Lord, the bumblebees surrounding your body are like disciples surrounding your worshipable self. They are incessantly chanting the mantras of Samaveda and the Upanishads, thus offering prayers to you. Just as great sages resort to the branches of Vedic literatures, the bumblebees are enjoying the showers of flowers falling from your hair. Text number 10. O Brahmana, I can simply hear the tinkling of your ankle bells. Within those bells, titiri birds seem to be chirping among themselves. Although I do not see their forms, I can hear how they are chirping. When I look at your beautiful circular hip, I see they are the lovely color of kadamba flowers, and your waist is encircled by a belt of burning cinders. Indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself. So I'll stop sharing. So today we are discussing the how Agnidhara was describing his beauty. And before that, I just want to recap a little bit what happened till now. So if you see the last canto, the Swayambhu Manu's son, Uttanupada, he was ruling the entire universe, the entire Bhumandala, and his son, so Uttanupada, he was ruling, and his lineage, so many kings ruled the Bhumandala, like Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, and Pratina Barhi. After that, Prachetas. So they were all great rulers. They ruled the kingdom so greatly. And after that, Prachetas, uh, the son of the Prachetas, Daksha, he couldn't rule the kingdom. He went to forest for the austerities, for performing austerities. So nobody was there. Then Swayambhu Manu, personally, he requested the other son of Swayambhu Manu, who is the Priyavrata Maharaj, to rule the kingdom. Even though Priyavrata Maharaj was not interested, so he was doing the austerities for many years. So he was not interested to come and take up the household responsibilities and ruling the kingdom. He was completely happy, saturated, satisfied with the devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. He was so happy. So, but Swayambhu Maharaj, he requested, nobody was there. So, I have to come and rule the kingdom. But even though he respected the request of Swayambhu Manu, but he is not happy to come and rule the kingdom because he already established in the devotional service, completely satisfied. And his spiritual master Nardamani was he is enlightening with the spiritual knowledge. He is completely happy. So he was in dilemma, confusion, what to do, so whether to go or not. If I go there, he is worrying about I may fall into the material pool again. I may lose the devotion service of the Lord again. He was in confusion. He is not disrespecting his grandfather's so request, but he's in dilemma. That time, Brahma arrived and he asked, this is the Lord's instruction. You have to go and rule the kingdom, take up the household responsibilities, rule the kingdom. So even though you are ruling the kingdom, will not fall into the material pool. You will continue a devotion service. So he started ruling the entire kingdom so nicely as a very nice king. And he had two wives. With one wife, he got 10 sons and one daughter. With the other wife, got 3 sons. So among these 10 sons of first wife, three they became celibacies, that they were taken the austerities, they were performing the austerities and taken the vow of brahmacharya, and they established in the celibacy. So they are completely out of this material entanglement. The other daughter, so she married to Sukracharya later on. The other 3 sons of other wife, Uttama, Tamasa, and Revada, they became Manus, the second, third, and fourth Manus. The 7 kings of Priyavata, so they started ruling the they started ruling the kingdom actually. So Priyavrata was a great king. He has done so many superhuman activities. So anybody know what was the activity, the famous act done by Priyavrata Maharaj? Anybody remembered?
Mataji, he was able to bring light at night, and that was one of the thing. Other by the chariot, he was able to divide the earth into seven islands.
Seven
That's
islands.
another one.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So he was not happy with the circumambulating of sun. So if sun is passing one side, the other side is getting dark. So he was not happy with that one. That's why he personally took the chariot and he was circumambulating the main Sumeru, the Mount Sumeru, and he was going along the path of the sun god. So when the sun is opposite direction, he was traveling the other side, and that side they were getting light. So that was the activity that is only because he is devotee he could do such a performances actually. And when he was circumambulating around the Mount Meru, the 7 tracks were formed. So these 7 tracks later on they called Depas, islands, 7 islands. So he gave these 7 islands to the remaining 7 sons. The elder son is Agnidhara. So he gave the Agnidhara Jambudvipa. There are so many islands, Jambu Island, um, Saka Island, Salmali Island. There are 7 islands. So Jambudvipa is in the middle of the Bhumandala. He gave that part to Agnidhara. Agnidhara was ruling the part of the Bhumandala. So all the activities are described in the first chapter of the 5th canto, and we are entering into the second chapter of the 5th canto, that is activities of Agnidhara. So Agnidhara also, he was like his father. He was a great king. He was ruling so nicely, but he has a desire to go to Pitraloka Kama. That means he has a desire to go to Pitraloka. So in order to go to Pitraloka, so the condition they have to get the child, Putra. So Putra, what is the meaning of Putra? Anybody want to share? Putra.
Who delivers the father from the Narok called Pu. He's called
Yes.
Putra.
Yeah. So Put, thank you, Prabhuji. So Put, that is the name of one of the hellish planet. So the sun, by offering the Vishnu Prasada, by offering that is called Pinda Pradhan, by offering Vishnu Prasada, they can deliver their forefathers. They can go to the Pitriloka. So the the duty of the son is to deliver the forefathers and forefathers by offering Vishnu Pradana, by offering Pinda Pradana. That's why Agnidhara, he wants to get a son, so that that son gives the Pindadan, that is offering the Vishnu Prasad, so that he can able to go to Pitraloka. So even in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, Krishna says that Antideva Vrata Deva Pitunandri Pitruvata. That means whoever desires go to that particular planet, they go to Antideva Vrata Deva. Who worship the demigod, they go to demigod planet. Pitrunyanti Pitruvata. If they want to go to Pitrloka, they can worship the Pitrus and they go to Pitru planets. So in the Pitru planets, what they do? They offer Vishnu Prasad and they can stay there for long time until their pious active actions, pious deeds, they will diminish. So they can stay for long time as long as their the family members they offer Penda Pradhan to them, Vishnu Prasad to them. So Agnidhara also had the desire to go to Pitraloka. So we can understand by the descriptions in the first chapter why he had that desire, because of Priyavrata. At the time of conceiving, he has a lusty desires. Because of that lusty desires, so the son, begotten son, had that desire to go to different planet other than the Goloka Dham, other than the spiritual planet. So even Pithuloka planet, it is a material planet. So once their pious actions are finished, they come back again, they take birth. So these scriptures, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they don't recommend so going to these planets. So by performing devotional service, the goal should be going back to Godhead, back to Golok Vrindavan. And here, so we know all the scriptures, what are the main reasons, even though Bhagavatam is establishing the highest truth of Bhakti Yoga, even Bhagavad Gita, so they are establishing the processes, methods, how to attain Bhakti, how to attain the love of the Godhead. So meantime, why they are giving these type of topics? So here we can see Priyavrata Maharaj was looking at Purvachitti. So he has a desire to go to Pithuloka. So he meditated on Brahma. He went to Mandara Hill. So one of the hills around the Ilavrithavrata on the Jambudvipa. So Mandara. So he went to that place and he was performing the austerities. Then Brahma got, he understood the desire of Agnidhara. He sent one damsel, that is Purvachitti, from his assembly. So she was attracting Agnidhara. Even though Agnidhara was closing his eyes and meditating, he couldn't control by his attractive movements. So from her body, fragrance is coming, ankle bells are, so that he can hear all these voices and he got disturbed by those movements.
दोनों नहीं है, एक है खाली, एक इसे है, एक इसके है.
Hare Krishna.
जा ऊपर है वैसे.
Thank you. So he got disturbed by her movements. And so he was describing, oh Brahmana, oh saintly person. So your ankle bells tinkling are like a bumblebees. They are reciting the Sama Vedas. So they are like your disciples. They are worshipping. Who are you? And also he's taking that the tinkling bells also chipping birds, like a chipping birds. And he's comparing his hips with Kadamba flower. So lots of descriptions. So he was looking at Purvachitti with lusty desires. So one may ask, why these descriptions are elaborately given in this Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam supposed to be giving Bhakti Yoga and how to attain highest perfection. What is the goal of human being? Why they are giving these descriptions? So the answer is given because any scriptures, any these scriptures, literatures, the main goal of this is so Atato Brahma Jijnasa. So they give information about Atato Brahma Jijnasa. So Atato Brahma Jijnasa means they are giving the information about 5 things. The first one is, who am I? Is the second one, who is God? And what is my relation with God? The third one. The fourth one, so what is the goal of the life? So where I go after I achieve goal of life? The fourth one. And the fifth one is, what are the obstacles to reach that goal? And it is giving information, not only you are you are not a body, you are a soul. Viyama means you are a soul. And it is giving the information that you are a servant of Lord. And also it is giving what is the goal of the life. So loving devotion service to attain Krishna Prema, that is the goal of human beings, highest perfection. That is also giving. Not only these 4 points, these scriptures also elaborately explaining the how you have to be cautious, warnings, what are the obstacles coming in your devotional path, and how you can overcome these obstacles. So that's why these Bhagavatam also explaining these parts. So not only the bhakti part, and also what are the distractions for your bhakti. So by these elaborate descriptions, so we can understand this is not actual goal. So this way we are not be to be. So our goal to be on other side. So we can take caution and we will aware of that. So just like in Nectar of Instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami, he says do's and don'ts. So what are the do's? First we discuss the don'ts. What are the don'ts? Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo nemagraha janasangasya laulyamsa Shaddir Bhakti Vinashyate. So these are the things, 6 things we cannot do in the devotional path. So Atyahara, so endeavoring, so earning more than necessary, earning then, so knowing more than necessary knowledge, reading so many books, Atyahara, and eating more than necessary, earning more than necessary, Atyahara, it is not good for devotion. Prayasas, over endeavoring, even though you cannot do anything, you have no capacity, you are endeavoring for to build uh, skyscrapers. So it's not your capacity, even though you are endeavoring day and night, working so hard. So that is not possible. And also, if you see, there are another things, Janasangasya Lolamsa. So avoid mundane people association. So these are all don'ts. And also Utsahan, Dhairyan, Nichayat, being patient, being confident. The do's also given. So that we can cultivate habits of what is good for our devotional path, what is favorable conditions for the Krishna's service. We can understand. So even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he gives Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga to Arjuna. He didn't stop. So Bhakti is the highest. He established that Bhakti is the highest in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He didn't stop. So further on, he talks about Jnana. In the Jnana Kanda, so the last 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, he also explained the 3 modes. So what are the 3 modes? How they affect us? So he nicely described all these. So it is also important to know what are the obstacles in our devotional path and how we are aware of it and how we can avoid it. So even in the Privat Maharaj, he was looking at Purvachiti with lusty desires, and their descriptions are given. It is cautious for us. It's for as a common people who are in the material world. We sometimes we get all these disturbances. In order to warn us, these are elaborately explained. Actually, these are not the way of the devotional path. And also, so he was looking at Purvachete with lusty desires. So Prabhupada has given one story. So I think anybody, I think every one of you knows about it. So one time, one man came to one beautiful girl and he asked for the appointment. So that lady, that girl said, okay, come on particular day. That boy was so happy. He came. And so meantime, that girl, so he has taken some medicine and he has a diarrhea, continuously vomiting and he's going for a stool. She was the diarrhea. She was collecting all the stool in one part and all his vomiting in one part. So the day arrived that man came. He wanted to see the beautiful girl. She was sitting at the entrance of the house. He asked, where is that beautiful girl? That girl said, I am that girl. That man said, no, you are looking so ugly. So where is that girl? I want to see that girl. That girl said, yes, my beauty, I am that girl. I removed my beauty. So this is my beauty. Then she showed the two pots with vomit and stool. So then he understood actually what is the beauty of the soul, beauty of the soul. So this is the beauty of the material body. So it is with flesh, blood, mucus, stool, vomits, all these, bile. So the beauty, actual material beauty is covered with all these unnecessary things. The actual beauty is inside, that is soul. So we have to understand we should not attract to the material beauty, and we have to attract to the spiritual beauty that is towards the soul. We have to start nourishing the soul. We have to understand what are the activities of the soul, how we can nourish, what it needs. So always we are in hurry to engage our body. So giving the makeup and how to maintain our body. But we are not seeing the body, the what is inside the body, that soul, what it needs. And the differences between material beauty and spiritual beauty also explained. The spiritual beauty, that means what soul needs. What is material beauty, what is body, and what is spirit. Body is a perishable. Yes, there are two, three differences are there. The material body is perishable. So at any time it diminishes. It go and mix with the earth, comes from the earth and it mix with the earth. And the spiritual beauty is eternal. So we are discussing the difference between material and spiritual beauties. So material beauty is only on bodily platform, and it is not satisfying the soul, but the spiritual beauty, it satisfies the soul. It is eternal. That is the first difference. The second difference, the material beauty, so it is on the bodily platform, it makes relations. It is all their relations are relative. They can go. So if you are in this birth, you are acts as a father and a mother, so wife. So that relation is relative. If you if you leave this body, you go to other body, you maintain another relation. So this is relative relationship. But the soul relationship, that is eternal, absolute. There is no, it is not affected by sattva, rajo, tamo gunas. So always eternal. So material beauty is relative, and the spiritual beauty is absolute. And material beauty, that the material body always thinks to satisfy his desires, but the soul always wants to satisfy the Lord's desires. That is also difference. So the material beauty is perishes, and spiritual beauty is eternal. It has a relative relationship. It has an absolute relationship, and it wants to satisfy the desires of the bodily platform. And the spiritual thing, spiritual beauty attracts to the beauty of the Lord. It wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord. And the material body is among the species only, same species. If there are human beings, there is a love between two humans. So like that, the desires also, the relation also between the same species. Among the animals, that relation is there. Among the birds, among the human beings, like that, and that same species. But if you go to the soul, it is attract to the absolute only. It's only one person, that is towards Lord Krishna. The attraction towards Krishna only. And it wants, the spiritual soul always wants to satisfy the needs of the Lord. Anya bilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyan krishnanu skilanam bhakti uttamam. So, what are the favorable conditions for the favorable things for the Krishna? I want to satisfy Krishna. Even though my desires are not satisfied, I want to satisfy Lord's desires. That is the spiritual beauty. That is spiritual attraction towards the Lord. And how we can avoid. So here we can see Purvachitti. So she was giving so many movements, gestures to attract uh, Agnidhara. Agnidhara also wants to enjoy her association. He wants to talk. He wants to spend some time with him. So why can't, in the same way, why can't we make our desires with the Lord? So there are some tips for that. Just like Agnidhara, he wants to spend some time, private time with Purvachitti. So we can also have private time with the Lord. So what is that time? So go to Mangalarati and sit for japa 2 hours. We can also private talk with Krishna. So nobody disturbs you and Krishna, nobody in the middle, without any interruptions. When you are calling Hare Krishna, no disturbances. No, the call is not interrupting. Without any disturbance, you can continuously call Krishna. You can talk privately. That time Krishna comes to you and he will chat with you, private chat with Lord. So in that way, we can divert our desires, talking to someone else, the opposite sex. We can control that desires and we can focus that talking privately to others. So we can control that, we can divert that desire towards the Krishna. That is chanting 2 hours, japa time. That is also given for us. That is one tip. And if you want to take so here Privarta, he wants to see the Purvachitti again and again. He wants to take darshan of her. In the same way, we can also divert the desire of seeing the beautiful woman, beautiful persons, beautiful things in the material world. We can divert that desire by taking darshan of Lord. And also, he wants to talk to Purvachitti. So we can also talk. We can also talk. We can glorify. So he was glorifying in these 2 verses. Agnidhara was glorifying Purvachitti. We can also glorify. We can control those desires. We can divert the desires of glorifying the material beauty, material things, opposite sex, by glorifying Lord. So you involve in the preaching, glorify Lord, associate with devotees, talk about Lord, glorify Him. And here Agnidhara was carrying Purvachitti in the heart. You also carry Lord Krishna. Wherever you go, carry Srimad Bhagavatam, carry Bhagavad Gita. So you also take the same. So you can control all these desires in the devotion also. There is a possibility actually. So we can control these desires by keeping. So actually, Rupa Goswami, he talked about all these reversions. How can you control your senses positively? So these are the some ways to control our desires from the material beauty towards the spiritual beauty. That is the actual beauty. So by talking privately, Krishna, 2 hours in the japa time, and by carrying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we are carrying his form in the heart. And if we have a desire to see material beauty, so see, take the darshan of the Lord. And if you want to glorify material beauty, glorify the spiritual beauty, that is Lord. Preach, talk more about Lord. So by this script, these male and female, if they keep the couple, the divine couple, Radha Krishna in the center, all these material desires will vanish and they start talking about divine couple. The desires will be fulfilled and desires will be controlled and desires will be channelized. In this way, we can control our desires. We can channelize our desires from the material beauty to spiritual beauty. So from these verses, we understand how we have to be cautious and how we have to be away from this material beauty, and we can make progress towards the spiritual beauty. So first of all, we have to understand what is material beauty and what is spiritual beauty, and how to avoid talking and entangling in the material beauty, and how we can divert towards the spiritual beauty. So today we have discussed three topics, that is why Bhagavatam explains these topics elaborately, even though it is profoundly establishes the absolute truth. The second point, the differences between material beauty and spiritual beauty. Third point, we discussed how we can divert our desires from material beauty to spiritual beauty by constant engaging devotional service, and by associating devotees. By in the association of devotees, we can divert our desires towards the Lord, and by continuous japa and taking darshan of Lord, we can divert our material beauty towards spiritual beauty. I would like to stop here. If anything is there, please add. Hare Krishna. You are more than welcome to add points.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare
It's a
Krishna.
wonderful explanation of the text 9 and 10, explaining the Bhagavatam, giving us what, and the spiritual beauty and material beauty, classifying them in a nice text, referring text 2 and 3 from devotion, nectar of devotion, and how this can be transferred. Material desires can be transferred to spiritual desire with respect to material beauty to spiritual beauty. Such a wonderful explanation given, and how it can relate to our everyday activities. That is what actually most important. And Srila Prabhupada and all our previous spiritual masters, they have guided us through Bhagavatam how to utilize all these teachings in our life daily, and how we can convert our material desire into spiritual desire. As you mentioned about especially the chanting, how this can be transformed by regularly doing our activities, the 9 process of activities, all this material desire or beauty can be simultaneously converted into spiritual beauty by following the 9 processes of bhakti. Thank you very much of explaining this text, 2 texts in front of us, and explaining how it can be exerted to beautiful spiritual beauty. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam. Thank
Hare
you very
Krishna.
much for explaining the verse very nicely. There are 2 verses, in fact. And during this verse, you have nicely pointed out what is the goal of, what should be our goal in our human form of life. And we should inquire about the Lord. And as you told, the Brahmaji, start from inquiring, because human life is the only form of life in which we can make inquiry about this. And also, unfortunately, all of us are in the 3 modes of material nature when we are in this human form, and we have to rise above the tamoguna and the rajoguna in particular, so that we can know what is our goal. To understand that also, we have to rise, we have to come to the stage of Sattva-guna, or the mode of goodness. And only in that mode we understand what is written in the scriptures, because in a normal situation we do not understand it.
Yes.
We can see the things in proper perspective when we're in Sattva-guna. And you have nicely pointed out that how after that we can change ourselves.
Yeah.
And we can, if we know the goals, then we can try to reach the goal and know what are the obstacles. But to understand that, we have to first purify ourselves, because Lord is absolutely pure. And unless we come to that platform, the Lord will not take our service. We have to purify ourselves to render service to the Lord. And when you do that, we can make our life successful. And you have very nicely explained how we can do it by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the very early, before the start of the day. We start with that. And in this way, we purify and gradually purifying. The Lord will reciprocate accordingly. And in this way, we can purify ourselves. And the real beauty, not this material beauty, but the spiritual beauty is more attractive, more diversity, more variety is there, as against the material one, which is often distorted. We do not understand it initially.
Yeah.
And it appears initially that it is dazzling, but without the Lord, everything is elusive. So we should understand that, and how we can approach that. You have very nicely explained. Thank you once again for your very nice class. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, adding the point, the spiritual beauty is variegatedness. It has varieties. Yeah, thank you for that. Hare Krishna, anybody would like to add some more points?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Mataji. Pranam.
Mataji, very nice class. I like the, I was also wondering why such verses are there in the Bhagavatam. Like, they don't seem to be meeting the point, but you nicely explained how they're there for showing us what obstacles there are on the path of bhakti. And very nicely you turned it around, telling us how we can, tips for turning around the same tendencies can be directed towards the Lord, and that way we can make our path successful. So thank you for that. Very nice class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Anybody would like to add any?
Hare Krishna Mataji, it appears there is no other person to make comment.
Okay. Yeah.
So thank you very much for the nice class. The class may be concluded.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Vancha kalpataru
Kalpataru kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Har Grace Savitri Mataji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Mataji.